Strike three. Doesn't look like the SEC is fulfilling its statutory mission here.
That market at 150 billion today is forecasted to be somewhere around 2.5 to 3 trillion in about 4 or 5 years. Yes. So that's a 20x growth.
There needs to be a fundamental repricing of all things financial. Almost everything.
Bitcoin, overwhelmingly number one, their focus. A little bit in Ethereum. And very, very little everything else.
Our stablecoin policy set through and signed into law. That will be the first sign that there is hope.
This project that we announced last week, I said that, although the architecture is very much similar to a domestic payment system where in the end you're just updating balance sheets all along the chain.
Once everyone has said this, when you flip a switch, the settlement goes through as well as the messaging.
Enjoy the ride, pal.
If you got some baggies, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock News. No breakfast, no coffee. Shout out to the latest sub. Appreciate you stopping by. Smashing them likies. Stuffing some baggies. Go ahead. Throwing those moon suits. Throwing those pilot shades. Buckle up. Because the future's extra, extra bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 2.74 trillion, up about 0.5% in the past 24. We got XRP right around 61, 62 cents. Stellar XLM right around 13 cents. BTC 69,990. We got ETH right around 35 hundo. Flare Networks right around 0.039. Axelar $1.39. XDC right around 4 cents. Songbird right around a penny. Stronghold 007. Evernote 43 cents. We got Zahal right around 14 cents. We got one from Ripple to pop things off the markets and crypto assets. MiCA regulation take effect this year in the EU and will usher in a new era for regulatory clarity, providing guidance for stablecoin issuers, custody of digital assets, licensing, compliance, and more. All roads lead to the bridge. We got one from Big Brad Garland House says, great to be back at Paris Blockchain Week. He says, I joined XRPL Commons to discuss why Ripple is planning to launch a USD stablecoin later this year, growing the XRP ledger community and crypto regulation. Of course, we got the Digital Pound Foundation. Ripple's new stablecoin will be pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar and issued on both the XRP ledger and the Ethereum blockchain, leveraging the XRP ledger native functionalities and ERC20 token standards. Learn more here. Shockwave says, who told you to use that picture? We got the financial services, GOP, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. Gary Gensler.
As the witnesses well know, the Securities and Exchange Commission has a 3-part statutory mission: protect investors, maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitate capital formation. Mr. Wright, on the issue of protecting investors, will the additional reporting costs and litigation risk that you have testified about that would result from this rule, would that enhance or diminish the financial performance of your company and other similarly situated energy firms?
Diminish.
And would that then protect or harm your shareholders?
Harm.
Strike 1. On the second part of the mission, to maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets, Mr. Wright, what impact would the rule have on U.S. energy markets?
I think on the margin, you'd see less oil and gas production in the United States, but no change in demand. So necessarily more imports, and almost certainly from countries with higher greenhouse gas emissions from their productions.
So it would have an impact on the competitiveness of U.S. energy markets relative to foreign energy producers.
Correct.
So maintaining efficient markets, strike 2. And third, to facilitate capital formation, will the rule, Mr. Wright, help your company access capital? Would it facilitate capital formation in the energy sector? No. Strike 3. Doesn't look like the SEC is fulfilling its statutory mission here.
Strike 3. Gary, you still there? We got high vibe assets. Big Brad Garland House CEO Ripple says stablecoins to hit 30 trillion. Extra, extra bullish.
The most macro view I think many of us are believers in the stablecoin market, right? As a bridge between traditional finance and decentralized finance, stablecoins, I think, play a very important role. The market itself today, as I think we all have seen, is about $150 billion. Yes. The US dollar stablecoins by far is the dominant. Some, and certainly I'm one of these players, believes that market at 150 billion today, it's forecasted to be somewhere around 2.5 to 3 trillion in about 4 or 5 years. Yes. So that's a 20x growth. I think there's going to be a bunch of different players. And I think Tether's going to continue to do well. Circle's going to continue to do well. I think there's a role for Ripple to play in that, given our focus on the kind of infrastructure level. And look, I also think, and we wouldn't do this unless we thought it was going to be very good to the XRP ledger. As you have seen stablecoins launch on other layer ones, you've seen liquidity in that layer one grow. Our goal as much as anything is to grow liquidity in the XRP ledger. So we view this as a good opportunity for Ripple, but an even better impact on the XRP ledger.
Well, looking forward to that for sure. What are the stepping stone into launching a stablecoin on the XRP?
Well, one of the most important pieces of a robust stablecoin is really banking partnerships. And so, a lot of the questions we got when we announced last week were questions about how we're going to manage audits, how we're going to manage attestations. Our goal is absolutely.
The best is still yet to come. Crawl, walk. Then we rock it. We got the black swan capitalist. The U.S. alone has 34 trillion in public debt, 100 trillion in corporate and household debt, and a black budget of roughly 500 trillion. That's why the government are buying gold. The inevitable end game is to reset the price and tokenize it as a stable coin on the blockchain.
There needs to be a fundamental repricing of all things financial, almost everything, vis-a-vis all things not financial, or at least to the extent they are financial. They're very, very explicitly backed by real assets, unencumbered by debt and leverage. That's where we're going. That's the reset, if you want to call it that. There needs to be a
We got one from Crypto Eddie Mishnik at BlackRock on the next ETF. It is Bitcoin overwhelmingly their number one focus, a little bit in Ethereum, and very, very little everything else.
Should we expect BlackRock to now go from Bitcoin, kind of building this fund on Ethereum, and here comes everything else? And as Mike said, dog with hat is going to be the next fund you guys launch. Like, how do you think about what that fund is, and then kind of like the long tail of these assets?
Crypto Twitter would love to believe that dog with hat ETF is coming next. I actually don't know what dog with hat even is. I didn't get that reference, but
that answers that question.
what I can say is that for our client base, it is Bitcoin overwhelmingly number one, their focus, a little bit in Ethereum, and very, very little everything else. And when you think about it in terms of, various metrics and dimensions, Bitcoin, 52% of the market cap of the whole asset class, Ethereum, but 17-ish today, maybe 18. And the next that is even sort of investable is like 3, right? And so there's just worlds apart there in terms of, track record, liquidity, product market fit, investor narrative clarity, all these things, right? So that's where I think there's some misplaced speculation that there's going to be a long tail of others from us, and that's really not where we're focused.
We got one from Chad Steinberger. Ripple's strategic leap into the stablecoin arena. First, the XRPL USD stablecoin will be issued. Medico Zodia will custody the crypto asset as a major liquidity hub. Bank of America will back Ripple stablecoin with dollars assets in the traditional method. BOA will issue its own private BOA coin on XRP Ledger. We got Rob Cunningham. Why in the world would Ripple want to enter the stablecoin world? You ask. Not a single stablecoin has so far managed to maintain parity with the underlying asset at all times. Stablecoin holders should have confidence in the issuer's ability to ensure timely redemptions. Authorities around the globe have also singled out various risks that stablecoins pose to financial stability. Utility is king, culture is destiny, leadership is vital, integrity is essential, protocol is everything. XRP, know what you hold. We got subject views. Breaking Patrick McHenry states that he is hopeful that a stablecoin legislation will be signed into law this year. If we can get clarity around digital assets, that's going to be the biggest win of my 20 years, Congress.
I think we can get. Our stablecoin policy set through and signed into law. That will be the first sign that there is hope and that there is bipartisanship when it comes to this world of digital assets. Number one. Number two, I believe we can create some level of clarity by a definition, which would then codify a property right that all of you know to be true, but we need to have federal law define it correctly and to make sure that your property is protected. And so I think we can do those two things this year. I've got a number of other policy bills. Digital data privacy is really an update to our data privacy standards for the financial realm is really desperately needed. It's a major priority of mine to push that. And then to make sure that we have greater clarity around those that are trying to invest in small businesses and have new investment opportunities. There's a set of priorities there that I'm going to try to see through. But if we can get clarity around digital assets, that is going to be the biggest win of my 20 years in Congress.
We got Mr. Man, XRP. RippleNet will replace Swift. It's not my words. I simply present the facts and research. These words come from XMLdation. XMLdation is a world leader in financial messages, operating on 4 continents, or testing as a service solution or in cloud designed for banks, payment system operators. Ripple was designed to be a replacement for Swift Network. It facilitates the transfer of a number of fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies between financial institutions for a small amount of XRP. The fee is small in comparison to the amount charged by banks for cross-border payments. We got one from Danny Dark, Huan Song Shin knows, and it's all out in the open.
I think the really exciting prospect is what we can do with Agora, this project that we announced last week. I said that, although the architecture is very much similar to a domestic payment system where in the end you're just updating balance sheets all along the chain, in practice, because of the various safeguards that are in place to make sure that the payment system satisfies the necessary, criteria for integrity, KYC, AML, it's become a really very sort of challenging time for many of the private institutions there to really make use of the opportunities in the best way possible. And I think here the tokenization really will make things much easier because when we do the KYC checks, we can all do it in one go. And when we flip a switch, once everyone has said yes, when you flip a switch, the settlement goes through as well as the messaging at the same time.
And when we flip a switch, once everyone has said yes, when you flip a switch, the settlement goes through as well as the messaging at the same time.
Flip that switch. We got Aquarius. The XLM Aqua pair is currently at the top of the rewards list with 2.5 billion ICE voted for it. Don't forget to have your voice heard and vote with your Aqua and ICE tokens. We have one from Dark Defender. We have the daily close for XRP above the previous Fibonacci levels. XRP ranges between 60 cents and 66 and close above 60 cents 3 days in a row. Signals we will hit 66 cents in a day. Remember, this level is the primary level for the move. MACD also turned green. XRP is expected to break 66.49, stay above the Ichimoku clouds, and continue the uptrend. The main support is now 60 cents above 66.49. Targets are 93.27 and $1. So close. I'll update with the move. Enjoy. We got one from Santiment Feed. The U.S. Consumer Price Index report has come out revealing that there was a 3.5 inflation rise in March. This is higher than expected. Resulted has dropped equities markets, but crypto markets have recovered quite fine after Bitcoin initially dropped to 67.5K right before the CPI results were announced. The crowd appears very aware of how this report can have an impact on the prices, and there is a massive spike in discussion related to it. We got CoinsKid taking a look at the XRP on the 5-day time frame. They printed a CoinsKid ribbon buy signal in June last year, just a few weeks before the big push up in July. Ever since, the buy signal has formed lower highs and currently higher lows. Compression leads to expansion. Hold the ribbon. We got Donovan Jolly, XRP setting up the exact same ways Bitcoin did the last cycle, forming this triangle consolidation. Anybody remember how explosive BTC was after the breakout? I would imagine now that XRP has beat the SEC, this will follow too. I am long 250k XRP targeting new all-time highs. We got one from El Crypto, altcoins. Sentiment from at least 70% of the people out there tells me where we're at right now and that we have a lot of room to run this cycle. We're going much, much higher. I'll share the chart regarding this in the next few days. Best is still yet to come. Batman and Bag Ladies, we got the Moon Party 3rd edition, May 3rd, 2024. Tickets now on sale. We're also having a private pool party on Cinco de Mayo. Check out the links down below, moonparty.2tix.com. Featuring performances by XRP Bags, Lady E, XRP Lemmy, Crown Chakra. With that being said, the longer they take, the higher we climb on that XRP rich list. Know what you hold, know what's coming, and let our Fred know that the greatest opportunity of multiple lifetimes is still at hand. With the trains left the station, tick-tock, tick-tock, where will those bags be? When that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed. Big bags. Later, glitches.
Rich ducks up in this place, getting bags until we space. So many NFTs while it's out of space. We richer than the mother duck, rockets headed up. Bags be getting stuffed, bags be getting buffed like crypto Eddie. You know what you're holding, you know what you got. This a once in a life opportunity, take your shot. Filling no more bags when it drop. SEC mad, cause we know the plot, and I'm feeling great when we finally lift off. Don't be shocked, family think you're crazy, cause you keep on getting dropped. Sacrifice it all till we hit the top. I'm staking on my coin.